Some card readings. Let's see here. Let me be your salty dog, or I won't be your man at all. Let me be your salty dog. Awesome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am Patrick, your friendly neighborhood shaman, and we are going to pull some medicine cards. If you're new here, the way it works, this is the medicine card deck. And let's see, a couple people on, but I don't see any comments yet. So this is the medicine card deck. Each card has a different totem animal on it. And the way this works is the first 5 people to say yes in the comments get a 1 card reading. And if you're watching this on replay, or if you are not one of those first 5, you can still play along. All you need to do is choose a number between 1 and 5 and pay attention when I get to that card. And I promise that Spirit has this beautiful way of interweaving whatever you're meant to hear, whatever message you need into a card, even though it may be aimed at someone else. So, um, and if you are new here, welcome. I am glad to see you, even though I don't think there's anybody here yet. Either that or my comments aren't working. So, just looking at trying to make sure everything is copacetic. All right, so I am I can't do anything unless somebody says yes. So I need to get, hold on 1 second. I need to keep a list, so I need a writing circle. And if you're new here, and you haven't yet, you can check out the rest of my YouTube channel. I have, I think, 8 years worth of videos of readings like this and ceremonies and songs and all kinds of shamanic goodness. Um, so go ahead, and I invite you to subscribe to my channel, take advantage of all that free resource. So, okay, now we got some people coming in. Welcome in, everybody. Come on in. Um, I am not getting any comments. So I'm wondering if everything is okay. It says I'm live. It says I've got 20-some people watching. There we go. Woohoo! Hi, Kim. Yes, absolutely. You're the first one. So since there's a whole bunch of people just now coming in, follow Kim's example, and all you need to do is say yes. The first 5 people to say yes in the comments get a 1 card medicine card reading. And then at the end, I keep a list of which cards have been pulled, and I do a 5 card spread for the community at large. Um, which is the form that if you were to come to me one-on-one for a reading, it's the spread I normally use. It's called the medicine wheel spread. It's basically the 4 directions and center. Um, kind of give you a sample of what a full reading with me looks like, and maybe inspire you to consider coming and getting a full reading with me. So, and any other information you need about that, you can find on my website. Hi, Carter. Is it Carter? My eyes are weird today. Hi, Carter. Welcome. Um, so what was I saying? My website, virtualstudios.net. That's what I was saying. You can check out my website, learn more about me. You can set up sessions with me for readings, one-on-one healings, and teachings. I do mentoring, so all kinds of good stuff if you aren't familiar with who I am. And again, the first 5 people say yes in the comments get a 1 card reading. So far, we've only got one. It might be a very short night. It's been interesting because over the last few weeks, it's like only had 3 or 4 people. Last week was only two. Actually, it was interesting because I only had 3 people request cards, and two of those cards were exactly the same. So when I got to the community reading, it was only 2 cards, but it was perfect. It was amazing. So I am going to go ahead and start with Kim. Card number 1 is for Kim. Honey, let me be your salty dog. Let me be your salty dog, or I won't be your man at all. Honey, let me be your salty dog. All right. Ah, Kim. Card number 1 is card number 1. You got Eagle. Eagle is basically great spirit. It is the divine presence. It is it's a sign that um okay, the first thing that's coming, I'm going to go more into it, but the thing before I forget, the first thing coming into my head is that something that um I used to go to these weekly channeling sessions near me, and this friend of mine channeled Jeshua or Jesus, and one of the things he told us was that um if we were there listening to him, or that, because they also sent out tapes of the sessions to people and different things. But he's like, if you're within the sound of my voice, he was like, um, remember that you wouldn't be listening to this if you weren't on the path. I don't remember exactly how he said it, but this is how it's coming through for me. It's like, if you are watching this, you are aligned enough that even on your worst days, you are higher vibe than most people are on their best day. I know that sounds really kind of arrogant or kind of, I don't know, uncomfortable, especially when I'm saying it and not Joshua or somebody, but um, you have done the work, Kim. You have put in so much work and you have put so much energy into flying to the heights, into soaring to become the person you were born to become. And that to give yourself some grace, because think about, so eagle up there soaring on the winds, right? He's up there, and it's probably for eagle, from eagle's point of view. Um, are those gingerbread men behind me? No, those are and that's it's like a candle holder thing. They're stones. It's like the ancestors holding us with the candle in the middle. Um, that's funny. That gingerbread man. Um, and for anyone coming in who would like a one card reading, all you need to do is say yes in the comments, and you will get a one card for the first five people. We're on the first one now. So, Cam, if you think about eagle soaring, even though he's way up there, right? He's on the wind, and like just like when you're in a plane, right? You hit turbulence. A plane ride isn't just necessarily smooth. There's little bumps, there's vibrations, right? And all right, Jessica. Yes. All right, Jessica, you are up next. um like when you're on the plane, there's little vibrations and little bumps, sometimes big bumps, right? As the air is you're hitting pockets of different air and stuff. And if you think about eagle up there soaring, right? um from the ground looking up at him, it's smooth. It's like, oh my God, you're so inspired. You want to become eagle. You want to be soaring with eagle, right? Out there, eagle, it could be a smooth day on the thermals, or he might be hitting some turbulence, right? And to him, it feels kind of shaky and uncertain. And he's dealing with the different inconsistencies or whatever, just like you deal with the inconsistencies in your daily life, etc. But know that even in those bumps that you are experiencing, that you are an inspiration to others who are looking at you from the ground. That even on your worst day, you are higher vibration than most people are on their best day. Um, so claim that, claim how far you have come, claim the work and the effort and the blood, sweat, and tears you have put into you, into becoming that. And think of, with Eagle, I had Eagle came to me in a vision one time, and what he told me was basically that um, he doesn't really, he doesn't hit those heights with effort. If you watch an eagle, they might, flap their wings a little bit to get airborne, but once they're up, whew, it's about surrendering. It's effortless. They exert no energy, right? They basically lay their wings on the shoulder, excuse me, on the shoulders of the wind, and they literally hang in the air. And what he told me was that in order to rise to where you're meant to be, it's about opening your heart, right? Opening your heart is the same as spreading your wings. It's surrendering and allowing the winds to carry you. And it's an analogy that I've found myself using a lot in recent times is the hot air balloon. You know that there's that saying, Wayne Dyer used to say it all the time about um, I'm a spirit having a human experience, not a human having a spiritual experience. So spirit is your default setting, right? You are automatically every moment whole, perfect, high vibration. And the spiritual path is not about acquiring more power, acquiring more wisdom, acquiring more things to pile on top of you to make you great. It's about releasing all the crap that has been foisted on top of you that is weighing you down. Your spirit is like a beach ball, right? You hold a beach ball underwater, it wants to get back up to the top. It wants to rise. The same is true with your soul. You come into this world and we're given all these things that weigh our souls down, that keep them underwater, that keep them from rising, thinking that that's normal, right? But if you break all of that, if you release all of the crap, all of the weight, all of the burden on that beach ball, it's like boom to the top. It's like the air within that ball wants to unite with the air above the water, just like the spirit within you wants to reunite with the spirit beyond this reality. And so when left alone, you naturally rise. And so bringing back that hot air balloon image, it's like um, we tend to be, we are like a hot air balloon in that we've got that fire within us that's trying to help us to rise. But we've got all these tethers holding us to the ground, and we've got all these sandbags, this ballast on the side of the basket, keeping us at a certain height. And some people never rise above that, and that's fine, right? There's no judgment, there's no right or wrong way to do this. But until you release those tethers and drop all that extra ballast, you're going to only be you will never rise to the height you are meant to. And this is a sign that you have already let go of that, that you are rising. You are releasing all the stuff that is not natural or supportive of you. And so, just like that hot air balloon, let alone that air is going to rise in the balloon and lift it where it's meant to be, where people are like, oh my God, I want to be up there, right? How do they do that? And everyone thinks that it's by effort and by, you know, sacrifice and all these hard things, when it's by letting go of those hard things, letting go of anything that holds you down, right? It's kind of like what Martha Beck talks about. She talks about the shackles on and the shackles off feeling, right? And anything that makes you feel like the shackles just went on, right? Even like when I do that, I always kind of like arch my back, like go into protective mode. I make myself smaller, make myself a smaller target, right? To protect myself. Um, Anything that makes you feel that way is false. Anything that makes you feel like the shackles are coming off is a yes. It's true. Whether it's a person, a thought, a direction, a situation, um, if you feel yourself becoming smaller, then that is not supporting you. It's kind of like the muscle testing, right? The kinesiology, where here's a cool little thing. Um, so you probably all know about pendulums, right? I don't have one where you ask a pendulum a question and it spins either one way or the other way or back and forth or and that's not woo woo magic. That is muscle. That is your body, like they talk about going with your gut. That is gut wisdom telling you yes or no. That's bypassing the logical mind to what you're supposed to think, to what is actually true. Your body knows. And another way to test that is if you take your fingers, you take one finger, you close them, you take the other one sideways and you close them so that you've got kind of two interlocking rings, right? How to get it so that it shows the, so you've got these two interlocking rings, right? And then you ask your, say out loud, you know, like for me, my name is Patrick, and you pull. You're not trying to keep them together. You got them connected, right? And when you say the truth and you try to pull them apart, I can feel my fingers kind of clamping down. It's like this electricity electrical charge going through them that holds them together on a yes. If I say, my name is Sarah, they just naturally come out. It's not this dramatic, but when I pull them, there's no resistance because it's not true. There's no truth there, and so it doesn't hold. But when it's like, and you can do that like in the grocery store if you're trying different food or vitamins to see if something is good for you or not. A lot of people will hold it to their hearts and they'll just close their eyes and they'll see, do they start to tip forward toward it or do they start to tip backward away from it? Toward it is a yes, away from it is a no. And there's the thing about like where you hold something, you put your arm up and you have someone else try to push down on your arm, right? And if something is good for you, it's hard to push your arm down. If something isn't good, there's no resistance. Whatever strengthens you, whatever makes it feel like the shackles are coming off, right? That upliftment, that feeling of energy rising even just a little bit. But that is a great way. That's how I do it sometimes, but I really can't. I'm spinning in my head. And I don't know is actually the right thing to do or whatever. I will test it with this, and I'll ask a question: is this the right way? And or um, what was I going with all of that? And so what you're doing is basically in all situations is like it's like yes or no, good for me or not good for me. And you're always choosing the joy, always choosing, even if it's hard, even if it's painful, um, choosing that thing that, you know, truth. Another thing Martha Beck says, I took a little class with her a while back. And one of the things she said was that truth feels like peace. You may not like the answer, it may be hard to hear, um, but it will feel peaceful. There will be an element of peace to it. It feels like coming home. It feels like peace, right? And that's because, like I said, the default is that you are spirit, and so anything that blocks that expression of who you really are is heavy. It feels restrictive. It feels um, like you're smaller, like you're, you know, heavier. And anything that is right for you, that supports you, you will physically feel that energy. Um, and there's so many tangents I could go on as far as like optimism and power of positive thinking and all these things, right? Because it really does, um, it's might start out as this, what do I do? Reacting to the world. Is this the right way or is this the right way? And it starts to become as you become more in alignment with yourself, you just naturally rise. You just naturally take the choice that feels better. And by doing that, every decision you make that brings more joy to you brings more joy into the world than was there a moment before. Moment by moment, you are raising the collective by bringing in joy when you are joyful. Because when you are joyful, that is the sign that you are in alignment, that you are rising, and all at that point, like the entire world, right? Like the tide right raises all ships, right? When you're in joy, when you're in alignment, um, everyone else is free to choose how they respond to it, right? Not everybody, like I say, there's more people waking up right now on the planet than ever before. but not everyone is a morning person, right? There's people that want to go back to sleep. It's like, shut up, stop shining so bright, put the curtains up, right? That has nothing to do with you. Like Marianne Williamson said, there's nothing enlightened about playing small for the comfort of others. Shine your light. Be who you are. Claim the skies. Like one of the things Eagle said in that vision is like, let others be birds of the field. The sky is your home. I think that just hit. I just got chills. I think that's your message tonight. The sky is your home. You can visit the earth, you know, come down on a rabbit or, other prey and a mouse, whatever. Um, and then you're back up into the sky because that is your home. You visit the earth, right? Your eagle having an earthly experience with the rabbit, not an earthly creature just having a sky experience, if that follows through. So I hope that is helpful. I hope that helps Kim. All right. So card number two for Jessica, and if anyone else has come on, um, if you're new here or wondering how this works, all you need to do for a one card medicine card reading is to say yes in the comments. And the first five people who do that get a card. But if you're watching this on the replay or whatever, you can still, um, oh, you're so welcome, Kim. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. You're so kind. The sky is your home. So all you need to do, if anyone else has come on and wondering what the heck we're doing, all you need to do is say yes to get a one card reading from the medicine card deck, and we'll take care of you. So, all right, card number two for Jessica. Let me be your salty dog, or I won't be your man at all. Honey, let me be your salty dog. All right. Oh, interesting. Okay. Be right down. So, Jessica, card number two is antelope in reverse. And reverse is not bad. Um, I always tell people this. As always, like when I always start out my readings, I always kind of go through. Okay, it's from, the cards are from your point of view. So which ones are right side up and which ones are reversed? And I always have to say reversed is not bad, so that people don't focus on, oh my God, what did I do? I'm doomed. Oh no. I have had people who have had all five cards in reverse, and it was the best reading they had ever gotten. Seriously. When they're in reverse, if it's in reverse, actually, this it's not that you're being abandoned. It's like this animal is there to help you. The animal is present. They are bringing their medicine to help you. And most of the time, if it's in reverse, it's because it's something that's building that just hasn't. It's like a flower that's been planted but hasn't had hit the area and it's still germinating or whatever. It's still in the earth growing and evolving and all that. So with all that out of the way, antelope in reverse is it's really funny because I realized I just said earlier that rising to where we're supposed to be is not about sacrifice, right? And antelope is about sacrifice. But hang in there. um the sacrifice that I'm talking about is, we hear. I know I used to just like my hackles would rise when I'd hear the word you have to sacrifice, and and because it from what has been normal in our society in this kind of Judeo-Christian atmosphere, it's like sacrifice means martyrship. It means, okay, I'm going to sacrifice a part of me so that you can live, kind of thing, right? Okay, well, I'll give up. I will compromise. I will give this thing up that I love so that you can do what you want to do. And that is not sacrifice. That is martyrdom. That is, if if it is not a win-win situation, nobody wins. If somebody loses, it's a no-win situation because we're all connected. When we all do better, we all do better, right? There is room for everyone to thrive. One of the things I teach my students, we do this specific shamanic journey to meet their true self, not their higher self, not their spirit self, their true self. And what the true self is who you are. Like I always have a hard time explaining it, but it's like the blueprint of who you came here to be. Like if everything went perfectly and you were the perfect expression of every potential you had, that's your true self. And that part does exist. Kind of like the blueprint, like when you're injured, right? Every cell in your body has that blueprint of what healing looks like, what wholeness looks like. And as soon as it's injured, it goes about going back from that blueprint what it needs to do to become whole again. So that blueprint exists for you and it's called your true self. And let me make sure I remember where I'm going with this. Um, And so when I do that, when I in my classes, when I have my students journey to meet their true self, I actually have them merge with their true self. I have them meet their true self, see if their true self has a message for them, etc. Um, and then I actually have them merge with their true self. Um, to feel what it feels like to be that full potential, to feel who they are in wholeness, who they are in their perfection. Um, and then, but wait, there's more. Um, oh, Gage, is that Gage? I look like an old man. Is that Gage? Hi, Gage. Welcome. Um, oh, you had a child. Awesome. Well, congratulations. And getting married, being a firefighter every other day. Oh, and a parent. I am so sorry for your loss. You don't owe me any apologies. You can still, like I said earlier, all my stuff goes onto my channel and you can watch it at your leisure. You don't owe me any apologies, but I am glad that you're back. Hi, Chelsea. Um, but I'm glad to see you, and I'm glad for your gains, and I am so sorry for your losses, Gage. Um, so, and I still have space if anyone wants a reading. I still have 3 spaces left actually. So if you want a card, all you need to do is say yes. Good to see you too, Chelsea. Um, so getting back to our card number 2. for Jessica. Um, so I do this class in that session. I with my students, I have them journey and merge with their true self. Awesome, Chelsea, gotcha. Gage, did you want one or not? I know you live far away, you might not have time, but um, so I have them merge with their true self, and this is while I'm drumming and they are on shamanic journeying. So it's like it's a little dark in the room. Everyone has eye covers and stuff. Their eyes are closed. But I continue to drum and I tell them without coming out of the journey, take off your eye covers, open your eyes, and look around the room. Look into the eyes of your fellow classmates. And so, talk about namaste, right? The divine in me seeing the divine in you. It's it is so powerful. And the thing I make then as they're looking at each other, I make the point that there is room here for everybody's best, truest self. No one has to play small for anyone else to fit in that room. There is a room for all of us to totally show up. And so, getting back to antelope, um, the sacrifice that's being asked for is those things I was saying with the hot air balloon analogy. It's the tethers that hold you down. It's the ballast that you're holding on to. It's the shame or the regret or the people or the situations or the things that just don't fit in who you are. Those are the things the universe is asking you to sacrifice. And so truly it's not a sacrifice, it's a reclaiming of who you are. Um and when you have when you let go of all that heaviness, when you let go of all those things that that slow you down, right? Antelope is the second fastest land animal on the planet. The only animal faster is the cheetah. So when you let go of all that crap you're carrying, when you let go of everybody else's stuff, right? And you show up as your true self because you've let go of everything else, you are like the wind. You are unstoppable, right? And and an interesting little thing that I just learned about like a matter of weeks ago. I was watching this PBS thing on the saber-toothed tiger, and it was talking about how the saber-toothed tiger was the single most successful predator. I don't know if I don't remember exactly the parameters they put on that, but in North America at least, in as or no, like at least the mammalian time slot, because they were the top predator for literally millions of years. They were unchanged for millions of years. They were the top dog or the top cat, um, because they were so successful. They didn't have to change. They didn't have to evolve, right? And then they started talking about evolutionary echoes and how, besides the Smilodon, the saber-toothed tiger, there used to be an American lion. There used to be an American cheetah. There used to be a species of cheetah that existed here and is the reason antelope can run so fast. There's no longer a cheetah in the Americas. but antelope still has the speed. It's like that wisdom coming from who knows where, right? It's like that primal wisdom coming forward. It's like that ancestral strength and courage that you find, um that it's echoing from times before you even lived, right? It's like it's that all, there's all these memes and things about, talking about how many ancestors you have standing behind you, right? And that you are the fulfillment of the dreams of generations of people. That what you have today, what you have achieved today, what you have the freedom to do today is the fulfillment of the dreams of your ancestors. You are their legacy, and they want you to succeed. So it's like all the things that you heal that have been passed down through generations upon generations upon generations, you actually heal all those generations before you by taking that wisdom forward and applying it. And like I said earlier with the eagle card, it's like there's nothing enlightened about playing small for the comfort of others. Don't play small. Don't be afraid to be the fastest one on the playground, right? Don't be afraid to be the smartest one in the room. You are meant to shine, you know? And so there's nothing, there is nothing selfish about prioritizing your own well being. Because, like I said earlier, when we all do better, we all do better. And there is room for you to be your biggest, greatest, most splendiferous self without it shutting down anyone else. Life is not it's not an equation A plus B equals C. And in order to balance that equation, if it takes something from one side, you have to add it to the other side. That is not the way life works. It's a non-zero sum. When something adds to one thing, it adds to the whole because we're all connected, right? That's what it's all about. So give up all those things, sacrifice those things that do not lift you, that do not make you feel strong, that do not make you feel confident, that do not feel right to you. Trust your gut. Use your muscle, use your body wisdom, right? To let you know what is right, what is true, and let go of everything else. Because like Abraham Hicks says, you can never get poor enough to help someone who's in debt. You can never, this is a total paraphrase, you can never get sick enough to help someone who's ill. The only place you can help from is a place of power. So do what empowers yourself. It's the least selfish thing you can do. Okay? And run. Do what do what brings that sense of freedom. Do what brings that sense of the wind in your hair, right? Um, that freedom. Allow yourself to feel that joy and that freedom that comes when you're in alignment because you're not doing it just for yourself. You're doing it for all of those leagues and leagues of people who came before you, as well as the people who are on the planet at the same time that you are. So I hope that is helpful. Phew. All right, card number 3 for Chelsea. Now, if there's anyone else coming on, it's funny because because of the trees and stuff, I can't really tell how many people are on. So I don't have a gauge. So if there's anyone that's come on late, and if you're new here and don't know how this works, all you need to do is say yes in the comments, and you'll get a one card medicine card reading. I've got 2 spaces left. We do 5, and then we take those 5 individual cards, or 3, or 2, or whatever, however many yeses I get, and we do a community read. I take all those specific cards, and I do a group. I put them together for a group reading for the community. So, all right. All right. Card number 3 for Chelsea. There. um, I was a bear left, right frog. It's a Muppet reference. Always makes me laugh. Anyway, like Fozzie Bear and Kermit driving the Studebaker, and bear left, right frog. Bear is about introspection. Um, did I'm finding myself wanting to say some things to you, but I have this strange kind of deja vu, like I don't know if you got this specific card before, or if it's just like some of the same things are coming up to say to you. Um, but this is like very, very shamanic. Um, let me I forgot to grab my drink. Give me a second. I need to. Nope. All right. Hopefully that's better. So, bear is about introspection. Into me, I see. Right. Intimacy is about um and the reason I say it's so shamanic is that it's that whole thing of seeking the darkness in order to find the light, right? And that's what I think. I swear I remember saying that specifically to you in one of these videos. But it's it's seeking the cave, it's seeking the womb, it's seeking that darkness, right? Because it's the darkness that is the womb of the cosmic mother that holds all potential. And um the only how do I put this? It's so funny because I'll get these downloads, or I'll get images, or I'll get these feelings, and then I have to try to unravel it into like a linear string of words. Um but it's that okay, that's a weird direction to take it in. Okay, my guides are oh, it was crow last time. That's right, because that's about shadow work and such. But bear, this is funny because I know you're a dreamer. I know you're a shamanic dreamer, which is bear in a nutshell. Um, because she's about going into that darkness, seeking the womb of the mother to dream the future, to dream, right? Winter time comes and she crawls into the cave and she sleeps and she dreams. Give me 1 second. I need to. Oh, dead air, dead air. Okay, so she goes into the stillness, into the quiet, under the snow that blankets the world when the entire earth, not the entire earth, but the earth around her goes to sleep. And it's this time of contemplation, of looking back, of looking forward, and of dreaming. She's sleeping, she's dreaming to to do a little bit of time traveling, like I said, the past and the future, all of that stuff. Um, and to play with it, to that playfulness of bear, right? Hi, Xavier. Welcome. Um, to play with different timelines, to decide, on a soul level, what world do you want to wake up to in your spring, right? Um, and it's very it's like that whole spectrum of bareness, right? From the soft, furry, that nice soft, furry, cuddly bear, um, mother to the fierce mother protecting her cubs, right? Um, it's interesting to me because hi Xavier. Yep, I said hi. Welcome. So it's like a fierce compassion. It's a fierce um it's like that God, I feel like I'm all over the place, but it's fierce boundaries, fierce like setting up the den, right? So that you're left alone so that you can do what you need to do the inner work, journey and dream without interruption, open-ended time. and we think of that fierceness and the nourishing aspects as two separate things, but it's a both and. It's that fierceness of taking care of yourself, of setting boundaries that allows that softer inner part to be safe, to be able to explore, right? I don't know what's going on with my throat tonight. Um, and that is a big, there's a sense of that safety. It's kind of like, you know, bear, mother bear, mother bear, mother bear, right? Um, bear and mother go hand in hand, and it's like becoming, the fact that it's upright is like, to me, it feels like you're really kind of coming into your own power, um, and being the mother of yourself, being that mother that you need to have those fierce boundaries, that fierce protection, to not take anyone's crap, to not allow others' um, opinions or whatever to be the priority, but to prioritize your own growth, your own connection to the great mother, right? And you can't do that if you don't feel safe. And so it's like the sacred space that you set before doing ceremony, right? Oh, which reminds me that I didn't do that tonight. Interesting. Um, Normally I do that at the beginning of the video, but um, yeah. So it's like, I think the message is that you are safe. You are safe to explore deeper than you've ever done before. And it's kind of like this infinity loop kind of thing where the deeper you go into yourself, the more you have to bring out of the darkness into the light in order to help others find their way through the dark and to find their light and to bring that forward. Um, and that you are in the womb. Like, I read someplace that bear was the very first deity ever worshipped by humans. That the oldest known burial grounds we have, people were always buried with bear skulls or bear bones. And because she has dominion over life and death, she literally dies during part of the year and then is comes back to life, right? And so she's kind of like the whole yin yang rolled up into one. Um, and so it's like, by God, words are so um inadequate. Um, it's by surrendering. Like, we use that true self thing. I was, if you were watching earlier, um, by trusting, by aligning with source energy, the great mother universe, knowing that like you are in the womb of the universe right now, and just like, like human babies, Like when you're in your mother's womb, you are safer than you will ever be in your life, right? And so right now, you are being held. The universe has your back. The universe is encircling you, embracing you. I just got chills. Um, so that you can do the deep work that you need to do to become that mother and to kind of channel that mother um for the sake of yourself and for the world, for your clients, for your classes, etc. It's like so the last time I was talking to you about this stuff, it was the crow card, right? And this is the bear card. It's like you went from this is like a step up. You went from navigating through the darkness like crow to embodying that darkness, becoming okay, oh crap, becoming becoming that womb for others to feel safe enough to rebirth themselves. That's what this is about. It's about not only you taking care of yourself and setting safe space for yourself, but embodying that safe womb space for others, making it safe for others to dream, to find their own light out of that darkness and to be reborn. So, and I see you doing a whole bunch of stuff, and I don't. Oh, wow. I'm really jealous that you get to meet Patty. She's one of my best friends. Lady of Woodstock, that sounds intriguing. That's it. See, you've been sleeping, right? Like you said, you were laid off. I'm sorry about that. But it's also been part of the dark night of the soul, right? It's that sleeping, it's the winter. Nothing is moving except within, right? Doing all this, everything is moving on a deeper level. And now you're starting to feel called to do something. It's like that's like the first bird song of spring, right? It's like crossing that threshold into springtime, the quickening of the earth, the birds starting to sing, the snow starting to melt, um, and having that potential, that full day and that full season ahead of you to frolic. And I know with Patty, there is always frolicking. Um, please give her a big hug for me. Um, yeah, it's you. You're becoming that space. You are becoming that safe and sacred space for other people. And it's because you've done so much work on yourself. It's because you've gone into the deep, into the darkness, right? You've been there. You've got the lay of the land. You've been to the underworld. Um, and so you know how to hold that space for others now. So congratulations. Thumbs up. um, I'm excited for you. can't wait to see that wild woman. I know. It's been too long since I've seen her too. So you are so welcome, Chelsea. I'm really excited. So, do we have any more? I've got spaces technically for two more people if there's anyone who want the one card reading. I need to grab my phone charger. Whoops. Ah, so otherwise we will just do our community reading with three cards. So give me a second to plug in my phone. Hmm. All right. Oh, my phone. Why are you not charging? That's weird. My phone has been being a little more temperamental lately, and it decided it doesn't want to charge. So if I suddenly just go blank, you know what happened. As I said before, this is not a professional production of any sort. Hmm. Hmm. That is weird. Okay. Thank you for your patience. Yeah, my phone is not charging. So tell you what we're gonna do. I'm gonna go with those three cards. We're gonna do the community reading with the three cards that came up so far, and then we'll call it a night before my phone dies. Thank you, Coyote Medicine. So I'm gonna shuffle. Oh, what am I doing? I need to find the cards that I just pulled. So while I am doing that, I have some announcements and plugs and stuff. So if you haven't already, I invite you to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Check out all my other offerings of videos of readings and ceremonies and songs and all kinds of stuff. And like my video, share my videos. Hey, Moon Honey, welcome. We are just doing the last reading because my phone is running on empty and it won't charge. I don't know what's wrong with it. So, um, so please subscribe to my channel, like my videos. That helps me and it helps others find me. Um, and what else? And again, if you enjoy my videos, you and would like to get a reading one-on-one with me, work one-on-one with me for readings or healings or teachings, oh my, you can find me at my on my website, perchingwolfstudios.net, and you can set up a session with me right from there, um, for readings, just like the medicine card readings I do on Monday nights here. Or healings. I do all kinds of shamanic healing and Reiki and soul retrieval, all kinds of good stuff. And teachings. I'm getting some classes set up locally. I also have a couple I'm gonna put on. There'll be online classes coming up soon, so um, keep an eye out for those for different shamanic classes. And otherwise, if you prefer a one-on-one approach, I do one-on-one mentoring. I take on mentoring students. Um, so if you're looking for a spiritual teacher, um, not sure what your next step is, or you need clarity on your path, or you've just had an awakening and you're not sure what to do with it, I would be honored to be your teacher. I come with tons and years of dedication and experience, and got many wise ones helping me. So I would love to be your teacher if it works that way. And also, if you enjoy my videos and you would like to support your friendly neighborhood shaman in another way, I have my PayPal and Venmo links in the description under this video. This is my living, this is my day job. So whatever I get helps out tremendously. It helps me keep a roof over my kitty's head and food in her little tummy, and it is met with such appreciation and gratitude. I can't even tell you. So thank you for that in advance. And now our community reading based on the cards that we got tonight. Let me get this a little bit. So here are our three cards. See, there we go. So we're only doing three cards tonight. That's all we got. People wanted last week we had three cards too, and funny enough, two of the same card came up twice, and so we only had two cards in the community reading, but that is just fine. Um, so we're gonna do like a three card reading. It's like we can do like past, present, future kind of thing, or you can look at it as what we start with, what our challenge is, and the outcome. And either way, it kind of comes out the same. It's like we're starting from this place of eagle, seeing it's like seeing that perspective, right? Eagle soaring above the earth. Oh, I need to make sure you see all three cards. Uh, and so that soaring above the earth, looking down at the panorama, seeing kind of like they talk about that perspective that astronauts get, where you're looking at the earth as a whole. It's like there are no lines, there are no borders. It's one planet, it's one being, right? And so we come in, it's like it's like that's our calling. That's what we're looking at things. We're starting out from that perspective of seeing everything. Um, and that can come across as that longing for wholeness, longing, realizing that the world is not living up to your dreams or your expectations, right? And I personally know the anguish of watching things unfold in certain ways on the news or in politics and country versus country, etc. Of just like knowing that there is a better way of doing this, that there is a way to approach life, approach humanity in a way that we all get to fly. Um, And so it's like we're starting at that place for that perspective coming into the world, and we the challenge is taking it the antelope in the center here is um about sacrifice. In reverse, it's like we're killing ourselves trying to convince everyone of this. It's like we're killing ourselves, we're sacrificing ourselves and our own well-being, trying to ironically force everyone to be free, if that makes sense. Um, I have to hurry up. I just got the 10% notice on my phone. I apologize if I'm going really fast, but and so we're coming into the world. We're trying to use worldly means and logic, etc., to convince people of this. And so we're basically banging our head against the wall, to trying to speak butterfly language to caterpillars. When what we need to do is sacrifice all the things, become the change you want to see in the world, become the light you want to see in the world. Like that quote from Abraham Hicks that I mentioned earlier, the how you can't get poor enough to help someone in debt, and you can't get sick enough to help someone who is ill. You can only help from a place of power. You don't jump in to help someone who's drowning. You throw them something and pull them up to your level, or you reach out with something to pull them up from solid ground. And this is us trying to dive in and help the drowning people, and we're ending up drowning and sacrificing ourselves for them rather than planting our feet and drawing them up, being the change, being the strength, being the power, being the light that we want to see in the world. That's the only way that we can bring people into their own truth. In a way, this is not, how do I put this? This is a tricky thing. Um, there's an arrogance about this, about thinking that you have the answers and other people don't, that you have the means to teach them, like by force, like, you know, trying to force it on them, trying to like healers who think that they are actually the ones with the power to heal others when you're just the conduit of truth to awaken the truth and the power in others, the realization that they're an eagle that has been being raised by turkeys their entire life, that they can actually fly higher than the treetops. And you do that by untethering yourself, all the things that keep you, hold you down, hold you back, slow you down. You are meant for speed. You are meant to be free. And it's that freedom that helps. I just like an hour or two ago posted on my Facebook page the thing. I can't remember the guy's name, but something about the only way to deal with an unfree world is to live in such a way that your very life is a rebellion. You are free. Anything that holds you down is a choice. The world has no power over you. You are spirit having a human experience, not the other way around. The world has no power over you. And when we finally come to that realization to be able to let go of those falsehoods of who we are, who we're supposed to be, and our belief systems that keep us small, we move into this place of the dreaming where we become a part of that natural flow from darkness to, from night into morning. And rather than resisting or fighting the darkness, we see the necessity of the darkness to birth the light, that darkness holds every potential, not just worst case scenarios, not just um, bad things, but we have the power as holding that sacred space of the world to create whatever future we want to. And so making something productive from what has happened, start from where we are and move from the darkness into the light, make manifest the impossible, to not only, it's like not just flying through the sky, but becoming the sky that we fly in, if that makes sense. So it's like coming from the single point perspective of looking down on the world, jumping into the world to try to change the world by fixing things, by changing things, by force, and realizing the futility in that, and actually becoming part of the whole rather than the single point perspective from above, looking down on the world, literally entering into the earth to become a part of the whole, to emerge from the earth in the springtime, to carry that light of spring, that light of day. And I could go into so many tangents about um, patriarchy into matriarchy, but I won't go there because my phone is almost dead. Um, but it is like moving from that place of looking at things, observing like outside or above everything. That's an interesting take because that's not normally where I go with ego. But if you look at it as that being above everything and looking down on everything and being disconnected because everything is below you kind of thing, moving from that perspective to a perspective of being realizing part of yourself as part of that whole. That's really interesting. And so that is our readings for tonight. I thank you so much. Hello, you don't know me. I did readings tonight. Unfortunately, I had to kind of call it short because my phone is almost on the brink of dying. And for some reason, my phone charger has decided not to work. Let me try one more time. See if I can get, I don't know what's going on with it. Nothing. Okay. Well, so I better call it quits for tonight. Thank you for joining me. Um, Again, if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. Tons of resources there as far as if you ever need a reading, if you ever need guidance, You can pull up one of these past videos, um, choose a card number, and just watch that card and see what's said. I promise that spirit has this beautiful way of interweaving what you need to know. Um, and there's also videos of pipe ceremonies. I'm a sacred pipe carrier every Wednesday night. You are aware I do another video, same time, but Wednesday nights, 6 o'clock p.m. Pacific time, where I do a sacred pipe ceremony where I set sacred space and we smoke the peace pipe together, basically. And it's an opportunity for people to take an hour out of their busy, busy days and weeks and sit and take the world off their shoulders and to kind of open up their hearts to spirit. Like that safe space I was talking about earlier with bear medicine, right? Give you the opportunity to sit in sacred space, to be safe, to open up to the blessings coming to you. Um, and if you would like a one-on-one reading with me, you can check my website, perchingwolfstudios.net. You can set up a session with me right from my website, and you can learn more about me. You can see um, what I offer, the different shamanic services, readings and healings and teachings. Oh my! You get a healing, soul retrieval, extraction, fairy doctoring, um, Reiki, all kinds of great energetic shamanic healing um, that I love doing, and teachings. I take on mentoring students. So if you're looking for a spiritual teacher, I would be honored if things work out, if we fit together, that um, I would love to be your teacher and to help you not become a carbon copy of me and give you all the right lingo and techniques to say and to do, but to help you find your own unique heart path to spirit. So, with that, I am going to bid you adieu and thank you again for joining me. Please share my video. I hope you will come back next week. And until I see you again, know that I love you, that I see you, and that I honor you. Have a wonderful week, everyone, and go shining. All right, bye now.